Good morning, folks. I like to take a moment to thank you guys for, any support you may have given and, the time you spent viewing these videos for whatever your reason, maybe for entertainment, maybe to try to be enlightened or learn something. And I do appreciate you taking the time because that is probably, the best way that I can deliver this stuff to you is through these videos. And, because I do know people and I talk, but, this is the bigger world. And so this is a good thing. So I like to thank you guys. And I really do sincerely appreciate, all of the support you have given in the form of whatever, right? Whatever way that may have come. Today I like to talk to you guys, about something that we're doing as far as how we're thinking in this world and how we're, our thoughts are, taking us into these situations of, that we're dealing with in life. And many of us look at things, is the glass half empty, is it half full? And that's a good way to look at things because, there's some optimism that you can garner, using such a mindset. But, I really don't understand how people accept the status quo. And, there's one of these things, I've heard this a lot throughout my life in different ways. Whenever something was unfair, unjust or something, you would always hear that other person, which is why that there are many flying monkeys in the world and that there are many people who are just clueless to everything going on around them, right? They're just literally puppets, on a string or something. But the phrasing, that's just how it is. You've heard people say that, right? As an answer or some kind of, answer that covers all of the bases as far as what people do and why they do it, instead of getting into the fine reasonings of why a person is a fool or how they're affecting your life, because that's how you stop the problem. By really finally examining situations for what they are and looking at the people who are creating the situations. But you folks always say, that's just how it is, right? So you got a situation here where you're working every day, okay? Because I talk about the workplace, and a lot of you go to work every day, and you're at work, and you're doing your job, and you're dealing with all of this bullshit, right? People that have psychological problems, and because something is wrong with them, you have a bad day every single day, right? So what you do is you try to, find a little counseling here and there, one of your coworkers or something. You find, you have a moment of vulnerability and you go to one of these fools, these flying monkeys, and you say, man, I'm having some trouble and blah, 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 and this and that was done and blah, blah, blah. And everything you're itemizing for these people are unjust. You're showing them, you're pointing out clearly in a reasonable fashion what's going on with you. And you're really just looking for support from these people. Maybe they can give you a good word or something that'll help you get on with your day. But instead, you hear that famous cliched line. You hear, that's just how it is. So the status quo is something that we accept in all walks of our lives, okay? They're not paying you fairly at your job, and you're working every single day, right? And you're watching a bunch of fucking fools who do half the work you do, who are incompetent, who have psychological problems, who spend their days playing games on the job versus doing actual work. And they're rewarded greatly over you. So they get that $10,000, $20,000 bonus or something over a period of 2 years or something. And you're still, left where you were, trying to figure it out because you haven't sold your soul. You haven't brought into this bullshit. And that's why you were targeted in the first place. So you're not going to get your raises properly. And that is unjust. But that's just how it is, right? Okay? So you're not making enough money to pay your bills. A lot of you have become homeless behind these things, right? You go down to the homeless shelter, you paid your taxes all these years and they took millions and millions of dollars from all of you guys over the period of years. But when you need some help, because you're almost destitute and you don't have anything in your pocket and you can barely make the rent and your light's about to get cut off, and so you go down to this homeless shelter because you're about to be homeless or some place to get some aid, and you tell them your story and everything, but because you're a certain sex or whatever, or they feel that you're capable, they go, that's just how it is, man. Can't help you today. And they close the door in your face. Remember, when they were taking that money out of your check consistently to pay for foolish things, to line their own pockets. Y'all know who I'm talking about, they, when I talk about them. To line their own pockets and stuff, and to enrich their own lives. And you just had to take the brunt of the foolishness and deal with it in life and try to make the best possible way that you could in life. But that's just how it is, right? So they turn you away from this place, and you're one step away from sleeping in a cardboard box with the very people that you had walked by every day and given money to. And so you finally find an ear, of some comfort by talking to one of these other people in your situation, or some homeless man or woman sitting beside you at the bus stop or something. You tell them all your troubles, and they tell you theirs, and then they look at you and they say, that's just how it is. Now, they've found some contentment in their lives, right? And on some level, I suspect they're more free than you are, because you have been enslaved by the system, right? This money thing. Really designed, because it's really nothing. It's just an illusion, right? Even if it were in currency form, paper form, or whatever, or just in the abstract idea of money, right? The world is still existing, isn't it? Right? You still breathing air. The sun is still coming out. The great sun is still coming out. Which, by the way, part of the reason why you got into your situation, because maybe your power bill kept going up, your light bill, and your expenses kept going up in the house, and that's part of maintaining that house. And there are several ways we can look at this thing, right? The house itself, the land that you had the house on, okay? That land does not belong to the person who believes that it belongs to. So they're charging you, they're overcharging you every second they get. Remember, this is all connected. Everything is all connected. So that paycheck that you weren't getting properly, the proper pay, that you watch not grow over a period of years to accommodate the growing inflation that these people raise up. But they're not going to pay you any more money because they're greedy. They want to keep you in the squeeze. See, it's foolishness, folks. A narcissistic mind is not going to be fair to you on any level, whether that be with your laws or anything, because these people have a psychological problem. They're demons, whatever you want to look at it, but there's something wrong. So that home that you don't have anymore, it was never theirs to tax you or charge you in the first place. And there's a reasonable level of commerce that we can accept. Maybe you got, some land, and this is the world we live in. But the land, honestly, if the person who owns that land, if they don't have respect for the earth, right? Mother Earth, if they don't have respect for her, then they're disrespecting her, because they're doing something other than honoring her for the land that is really her. See? And this is deep, folks, because you guys have to believe in something or have to understand something before you can apply this train of thought, right? But when you know things, when you actually know things, it helps you a little bit better, because you guys don't know anything, right? I'm talking crazy. The earth is not real. Really, it isn't. Are you breathing air right now? So if the earth died today, would you be alive? See, I'm trying to show you that many of you are just literally one step away from you're fucking fools, literally, in every way, right? So you're out of that house, you don't have anywhere to live, and that's just how it is, folks. Before that happened, though, you had your lights cut out, and the lights that powered your house, the home, that you lived in, where did that energy come from? You guys are not stupid, right? You're not that stupid. Some of you are, but for the best of you out there, where does the energy come from? Do we just make energy, or do we process it and refine it? Is it coming from somewhere? Where is that energy coming from? Where is that energy coming from, boys and girls? Because I got to talk to some of you like this. The energy is coming from the great sun, right? And you have some company, some corporate machine, right, harvesting that energy. The sun has not charged you a dime, has not charged anyone on this planet a dime for their energy, because you're not the only ones who are receiving this energy. The grass and everything on this earth needs that sunlight, right? So you're not exclusive in any way, but you think you are. You think that this is about you. So what you do is you get yourself together some money, and you get your little business together, and you build these little solar panels and stuff, and you make billions of dollars off of it, and you have not paid taxes to the sun, right? Or anything. You haven't even been thankful in your heart. This is your energy. Really? If the sun decided to go click the light switch, what do you have? Right? Do you have a company anymore? Are y'all in darkness? Are you guys going to be in darkness? So I'm trying to get you guys to think about all of the foolishness in the world that we do because of our egos. The fucking fools who think that it's their power company. They've never said, hey, I'm so thankful that the sun is shining every day, because the sun is doing a duty. And once again, like I keep telling you guys, when you're lost and you're not enlightened, you don't even know that the sun is a real being. You have no idea. You just take that ball of light for granted every day. The ball of light that literally, put vitamins in your body. The ball of light that makes the grass grow and all of the things that we need. The trees need that light, right? So if the trees are not here, how are you going to survive? Remember, you don't even like trees because y'all cut the trees up. We talk about this all the time. I got to get on this stuff, folks. This is the problem with the world. So y'all cut these damn trees up, right? And use them for firewood and to make money and paper and all of this stuff. And you're some billionaire sitting somewhere thinking you're a mogul, not realizing that you did something to the trees. The trees are 100% or 50% involved in the process of your breathing. Literally, you need them and they need you. Literally. Hello, trees. You need the trees. Absolutely. They're not charging you a dime to process your carbon dioxide, but they're doing it, right? Because they're doing a duty for God. And if you guys were enlightened, you would be able to see the trees for who they are, right? These things can be proven, but I am really not interested in proving anything to a fool. If you guys don't believe it, you just don't believe it, because there's something that's going to happen anyway behind this foolishness. So it doesn't really matter, right? But you have these power companies and they're charging you, and they just keep on raising the prices up. Meanwhile, with those trees they're cutting down, they're not giving you any of that paper that they're cutting down, right? So you're not making enough money to take care of yourself. And this is how you got in your situation, right? Because someone thought that sunlight is mine, not realizing that the sun could smash your head at any given time. The sun is entirely way more powerful than you guys, right? The sun powers our solar system, right? So how great is the sun? The sun is a great being, right? And the humility that's shown to you fucking fools is literally behind the duty for God. It's not even about you. The sun shines on your world because the sun is doing the duty for God, right? So you take all of this stuff for granted. And then the fools, you're born into this world, right? Your birth cycles and all of that stuff, is very relative to the moon. The moon is a goddess. You guys don't even get that, right? The moon helps regulate your birth cycles, right? If the moon did not come out or do certain things, women would not, ovulate properly. There would be certain things going on. I'm not sure. I got to get into the technicals of that, but look it up, right? All of these beings are doing duties that you guys take for granted, right? And so another fucking fool is born into the world because the moon is doing her duty. Right? You're living on the earth, right? You are not in control of anything on this earth. Nothing. And you've probably thought to yourselves, well, we've gotten away with this shit all this time. Remember, 1,000,000 years to you is nothing. It's nothing to a being who's lived over billions of years. A million years is an ablink, right? Remember, the sun is a day oneer. The earth and the moon, they're day oneers. They were here from the beginning. Right? They've seen it all. You see? You heard that term, there's nothing new under the sun. You've heard that. Because it's true. Right? So you take all of the three heavenly bodies who are responsible for completely responsible And I'm going to say it like that. They're completely responsible for your total reality. The sun is your day, the moon is your night, and the earth is the place that you have these days and nights. Your complete reality. But you got people walking around, holding all the money, making everybody a slave with this money, right? I gotta work, I gotta pay my bills. You're in debt to the company store. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. The company store is owned by a bunch of people, sniveling fucking fools who wipe their ass, blow their nose, and do all of this stuff. Just like you. They're no better than you. They have to breathe the air that you breathe. A lot of people, I hear a lot of these fucking fools talking about their gods, and a lot of these people giving themselves names and all of this foolishness. You're just a fucking human, right? A lot of you can't even govern yourselves properly in life. And you sitting here calling yourself a god, breathing air that the earth is providing for you. No, the earth is a god, right? You're not a god. You're just a fucking fool. You're a parasite. That's why the earth is going through stuff right now. Now the earth is in control, and before she allows a bunch of fucking sniveling, shit wiping assholes, right, to control her surface and do what they want, she'll just wipe you out. You have no control. You don't even understand. Don't you understand? She controls the ground, the very ground that you're standing on. She is in control of that. The very gravity that you need to stay on this fucking planet, she controls that, right? You don't believe it? You're a fucking fool. This is the point I'm trying to make, right? So when that day comes, that mighty day comes, that great day, right? All of you barons with all of this money, you're going to try to bribe the sun? Does the sun need your money? The sun said, well, since we're talking about money, you guys owe me for it. And the sun can pull out his little calculator and tabulate, and you guys wouldn't even have enough money to pay him because you owe him for power for millions and millions of years, right? Everything that you have, you owe to these bodies, these beings. But you don't think that, right? And then you have the fucking nerve, because these beings do everything they do for the Most High, literally. And then you have the fucking nerve to say the Most High is not real. So how is this? So you're disrespecting the beings who are caretaking the actual world that you live on. And then you have the fucking nerve to disrespect the highest being that they do it for. You see how that's a slap in the face all around? That's why you're going to get what you're going to get. I just want you guys to understand. I'm not going to talk real long, but I just want you to understand it. Yeah, I'm on this stuff because we are in that time, people. Right? The cow is on one leg right now. Y'all get it. And I'm just letting you guys understand that you are the cause of this stuff. Because that's just how it is. They don't pay us fairly. They steal all our money. They overtax us and make us pay this and that. Right? Put us in jail unnecessarily. Do things, prosecute us, do everything they want to do because they think this is their planet. And that's why the worst of us will be destroyed on this planet. There is no way in heck, after all of this foolishness, that we're going to get better. We have to reset. They're not going to allow you guys to live in the world that you need to live in, right? Because they're evil and they want to keep it going the way they have it. It's a status quo thing. You guys accept that status quo, but it doesn't really matter what you do because you're not in control anyway. The beings who are in control, they are going to do what they're going to do when God tells them to do it, right? It is amazing, right? I'm sitting here, I talk about bad behavior all the time, and it's so funny and stuff, but I sit around and look at all these people. I deal with assholes every day doing business. I deal with assholes in my family. I deal with assholes all around the world every day. People who have done things to me, who don't like me. I haven't bothered them or done anything to these people. But they are literally on a warpath. And then I think to myself, all of these people in this world don't have a care for me for no reason. But yet, the great sun in the sky and the great moon and the great earth are my friends. Literally. Isn't that interesting? The sun thinks I'm a good person, right? The moon and the earth, they think I'm a good person. You're living on this earth and you don't even know the earth, right? So that speaks volumes about the actual people who are living here. A bunch of fucking fools. They see everything y'all do. I don't know, the best of you who make all this money, you're sitting somewhere in a hidden place talking and discussing things and plans for the rest of us, and not realizing that the gods themselves are literally looking at you do it and listening to everything you say. You can't hide from them. They are in control. So when that time comes, your punk ass, whatever ground or cavern you hiding in, you will never make it out of there. The earth will close that shit up. The earth, it's her body. You think you got control over her body? You're a fucking fool. All of y'all. Money will no longer exist, and it won't be because y'all didn't want it to exist. You don't have a choice in this. The stuff that has ruined this world will be done. Fact. Don't even care if you believe me or not, could care less. I'm good. Trust me, I'm good, folks. You're not. This is the problem. Okay? I love bad behavior, folks. But I don't love saying, that's how it is. Because I don't love it. Shouldn't be like that. Shouldn't have to be like that. But this is what we're living in because we allowed it. So whatever happens will happen. Go over to my website, pick up my book, I Love Bad Behavior. But I don't really love it. Thinkbehavior.info is my website. You can pick the book up on Amazon. Like, share, and subscribe to the videos in the channel. Okay? And try to get better in your lives. Try to be better. Try to appreciate the earth and the water that you drink and realize that these things are essential to your fucking survival. And all it takes is 1 second of free will for anything else in the universe to not do what it's supposed to be doing. And guess what you don't have? You don't have an existence. Think about it.